Hello everyone. My name is Zohari. I'm the audit lecturer for AUD339AC1105D. Today's topic we're gonna cover is audit program, audit documentation, and internal control. What does this topic has to do with audit? So, I want to introduce to you all to the presenter of today's topic.
Hi, I'm Abang Joe.
Hi, I'm Egan.
Hi, I'm Damia.
Hi, I'm Nurdini.
Hi, I'm Shahfiq. Hi, I'm Shahfiq. Today, I'll be talking about audit program. What is audit program? Audit program are lists of audit procedures to be performed by audit staff in order to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. What are the purpose audit program? A set of instructions to the audit team. Assist with planning and performance of the audit, to control and record the proper execution of the audit. Audit evidence to support the auditor opinion. There are two types of audit program. Standardized audit programs. Tailored audit programs. Standardized audit programs is a pre-prepared listing of objectives and tests which may be used in any audit. A consistent approach to all audits. Reduce risks that procedures are omitted. Tailored audit programs. Some audit need to be tailored to the specific circumstances of an engagement as all clients are different. The design of the audit procedures to be followed match exactly to the actual system of the entity. Reference can be made specifically to particular procedures or documents.
Hello. I am Nurdini Syahirah. You can call me Momoy. Now we are going to discuss about audit documentation. So, what is audit documentation? It is stated in ISO 230, the objective of audit documentation. Audit documentation provides enough and appropriate record of the basis for the auditor's report evidence that the audit was planned and performed. For your information, there are two types of files. First is permanent files and the second one is current files. Permanent files contain data of a historical or continuing nature that is relevant to the auditor's current examination. Let's look into what is inside the permanent files. First, memorandum and article of association. Second, long-term contracts. Third, company's advisor, and the last one is brief history of the company and organization chat. Now we are moving to current files. Current files include all working papers that are applicable to the year under audit. The type of information contained in the current file is the audit plan, working trial balance, narratives, adjusting and reclassifying entries and supporting schedules.
Hi, I'm Damia. I am going to talk about audit working papers. Working papers are materials that an auditor obtain and retain in connection with performance of audit. Working papers may be in the form of paper, film, electronic media, and other media. As you can see, these are the reasons on why do we need audit working papers. The first one is, the working paper is a basis for planning the audit. Also, the working paper is needed to record the evidence accumulated and the results of audit tests. The working papers provides data to determine the proper type of audit report. It is also a basis for review by supervisors and partners. Working papers are an evidence of audit works being performed in accordance with approved auditing standards. Next, I will be talking about ownership and confidentiality of working papers. Ownership. It is the state or fact of owning something, while confidentiality is the state of keeping or being kept secret or private. Working papers are a confidential information. It is prepared during audit engagement. It is the property of the auditors and it must be retained at auditor's office. Working papers can only be provided to the third parties with express permission of the client. Appropriate procedures should be undertaken in order to maintain the confidentiality and safe custody of working papers. Lastly, working papers should be retained for sufficient period of time to meet regulatory requirement.
Hi, I'm Abang Joe. I'll be presenting about internal control. In this part, I'll be discussing about management and auditors' responsibilities, objectives of internal controls, and components of internal controls.
The responsibility of management in internal control is to establishing and maintaining the control environment. An auditor responsibility in internal control is evaluate and recommendation for improved control.
For internal control. Internal control means design and implement to business risk of and its objectives with regard to reasonable financial reporting. It also means that to adopt business safeguard of its asset, the accuracy and reliability of its accounting data. There are 5 objectives in internal control: 1. Occurrence or exist. 2. Completeness. 3. Accuracy. 4. Cutoff. 5. Classification. Occurrence or exist are the transactions that are authorized, and if transaction is not authorized, it could occur for fraudulent transaction. In other words, is a transaction that have been exist but is not recorded, it means that there is a fraud. Completeness in internal control is all valid transaction should recorded completely and client's procedures must provided to prevent the error of transaction. Accuracy in internal control is transaction recorded accurately follow in financial position and protected from error when calculating and recording the transaction. Cutoff is a transaction that recorded in proper time and as near as possible to the time of transaction. Classification is a transaction are properly classified according to client's chart of accounts. Component of internal control.
There are 5 components of internal control. 1. Control environment. 2. Risk assessment. 3. Control activities. 4. Information and communication. 5. Monitoring. Control environment are set the tone of entity. It is also and influences the control consciousness of all personnel and the foundation for effective internal control. Risk assessment is the process of way to identify and responding to business risk. In this situation, the auditor already identified risk in this company and the auditor give an opinion to the company way to prevent risk, and the management just to consider it.
Yes, what is the problem here?
Yes, there is a problem. The problem is about your previous financial statement, and you have a loss there. I hope this year you can correct that mistake in your financial statement.
Control activities are the establishment of the management policies and procedures. In other hand, control activities are added because it is to make the accounting system is accurate and correctly recorded.
Information system, or an IT system that defined a set of organized procedures and policies that provide computer-based to support decision-making and control in an entity. Which is easier to remember is, an entity that have an experienced in computer, or have studied about IT. Monitoring is a process used to assess the effectiveness of performance of internal control. The management can monitor through ongoing activities. For the internal auditor, they also can contribute the monitoring process.
Hi, I'm Egan. I'll be discussing about evaluation of internal controls, assessment and documenting and understanding of internal controls, and lastly, letter of management. Now, let us look into evaluation of internal controls. These are the evaluation of internal controls. It goes from planning an internal controls evaluation project, to internal control documentation, internal control testing, to evaluation of internal control deficiency, and lastly, reporting. Now, we are moving into assessment and documentation and understanding of internal controls. Usually, auditor will document their understanding of the design of their client's internal controls, in the form of narrative description, internal controls questionnaire and checklists, and flowchart. And the last topic of audit planning and fieldwork is letter of management. So, what is letter of management? Letter of management is a letter from the auditor to the management at the end of his audit works, listings any weaknesses in the design or operation of internal control system which may have come to his attention, and explaining the effect on current and future financial statements. The followings are the contents that should be included in a management letter. First, the purpose of the letter. Then, the purpose of the internal control investigation. Clause that the weaknesses notified that are not necessarily all the weaknesses that may exist. Then, weaknesses. Next, recommendations for improvement. And lastly, requesting information on remedial action.
Thank you, Group 1D. I hope that this entire topic has already been received to all of you. I wish my students a good luck for your upcoming tests and final examination.